How much fossil fuel does it take to power an electric car? While millions of Americans are suffering the consequences of the Biden administration's dysfunction at the gas pump, prices are at record highs, and some people are considering electric cars as an option to reduce their fossil fuels. That electricity has to come from somewhere. Wind and solar can only supply us with about 18% of the U.S. energy need. So where does the rest of the electricity power come from? Natural gas and fossil fuels, including coal and nuclear energy. Instead of investing in American energy, the government has actively suppressed the American energy industry and then telling Americans to spend their savings on overpriced electric cars to solve their problems. But let's be honest about the environmental and the financial costs of those trendy electric vehicles. How much fossil fuel does it take to power an electric car? Welcome back to Car Coach Reports. I'm Lauren Fix. If this is your first time here, we give you more than car reviews and first looks of new vehicles. We give you car smarts because knowledge is power. Subscribe and click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. To advance the climate agenda and deflect backlash about rising gas prices, the federal government is telling Americans that driving electric cars is for the greater good of the environment, fully knowing that charging stations for these cars are not fossil fuel free. In reality, one of Tesla's supercharger stations was reported to get 13% of their energy from natural gas and 27% from coal. That's about 50%. Power plants burn coal to generate electricity to power electric cars and emit a higher fossil fuel footprint than the government would care to admit. Are consumers being fed false information about going green with electric cars? Well, many people who invest in these high-priced cars are able to avoid paying for the current outrageous gas prices. However, Americans need to know what happens if they rely solely on electric cars and the batteries they require, and how it will increase our dependence on countries such as China for rare earth minerals. Chinese companies have secured most of the rare earth minerals and raw materials that go inside these batteries, and the Chinese dominance in the market has stirred fears in Washington that Detroit could someday be rendered obsolete and that Beijing could control the American driving in the 21st century. Much like how the Middle East and OPEC Plus previously had the control over our markets as the main oil-producing nations in the past. By increasing our use of electric cars, the United States will require more lithium batteries, and this will force us to further rely on China to sustain our battery supply. While the current energy crisis could be an opportunity for America to increase our energy independence, the current administration refuses to take advantage of this lower price to you at the pump and to your electric costs. Biden's electric vehicle plan is a big win for China and not for the USA. We have proven in the past that we are capable of becoming energy independent and making profits for America and American-made energy. The Biden administration has no plans to shift gears away from China's mass energy production, even as China continues to push the rigid green standards that hold our own producers back and make China massive amounts of money. As long as the United States continues to outsource production and jobs to China, it will be hardworking Americans who will suffer the economic consequences of our energy dependence. So here's the bottom line. How much fossil fuel is required to power an individual car? Well, this depends on where you live in the country. For example, in California, where solar power is the dominant renewable power source, charging your car at night roughly doubles the amount of fossil fuel used compared to charging during the day, because 95% of electric cars are charged at night. The source of fossil fuels in an electric car comes through the larger power grid across America. In order to charge your electric car, you have to plug it into the power grid. So in that sense, your toaster, your hairdryer, your phone charger, etc., all use fossil fuels too. Now, there is so much more to discuss on this. Put that in the comments down below and let's get the conversation started. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. And if you have questions or comments, I'll be happy to answer them. All my links for social media, the book, and our podcast are down in the description. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your support on our Patreon page, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.